Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a wonderful box set from Brilliant Classics, French Violin Sonatas. This is really fun. There's a whole pile of stuff here. 7 discs of them. 7 rather well-filled discs, but for the most part, many of them, well, 3 of them over 70 minutes, a couple over 60. And so let's just go through it. This will not take long and tell you what's on it. It's really, really nice. They are licensed from all kinds of places. We'll figure out where momentarily. So it comes with a box. You get a booklet, typical booklet. Here's the booklet. And let's pull out the discs and see who wrote French Violin Sonatas, what French people did this, because they had nothing else to do, obviously. Well, first, Louise Farrenc. Louise Farrenc is sort of the French version of Emily Meyer, the two great romantic female composers that we're paying attention to because they were romantic and female. And they deserve the attention. They're very, very good. They absolutely knew what they were doing. Were they great? Nah. Were they as good as all the other second-tier, not great composers who happen to be male that we listen to anyway? Sure they were. So we get her variations concertantes sur une mélodie suisse. Oh, it's lovely. It's so much fun. And then 2 violin sonatas from 1848 and 1850, Opus 37 and Opus 39. She's a good composer in classical forms. Conservative, yes, but very, very solid. And the music's quite enjoyable, especially the second sonata, which is a big, beefy 4-movement work. It's quite wonderful. The first sonata has 3 movements, and it's in a lighter vein. But by the second sonata, she ain't doing like salon music. This is a serious thing. And it's early. It's from 1850. It's from the period when French chamber music was just getting started. So she was a real pioneer. You know, the first violin sonatas of Saint-Saëns and Fauré and all that stuff all came from around the same time. And she was one of those. So that's really nice to have on disc number 1. Okay, let me put that over there. Disc number 2. We have Saint-Saëns. Here we go. His violin sonatas numbers 1 and 2, the Berceuse in B flat, Opus 38, and a lovely, lovely piece. I don't know many people who've heard of this. It was sort of new to me, I have to say. His Triptyque, Opus 136, which is really lovely. It's 3 little pieces. It's about 11 minutes long, and it's Prémisse, Vision Congolaise. Yeah, and joyeuseté, joyosity in French, yet. And this is really fun. I mean, where did this come from? It was a Brilliant Classics recording. Yay! With Mauro Tortorelli, violin, and Angela Meluso, piano. Oh, and who's doing Farrenc? It's Daniele Orlando, violin, and Linda Di Carlo, piano. And this is also a Brilliant Classics recording. So yeah, good stuff, Brilliant. Wonderful, bringing this stuff to our attention. Disc number 3. Okay, well, this one I know is licensed. Yes, it's Hyperion. It's a Hyperion recording. It's Fauré's Violin Sonatas with Susan Thoms, piano. She's a very, very fine pianist. We know her from her many Hyperion recordings. And Krysia Osostovitz. Yes, Osostovitz. And this was a beautiful, beautiful disc. I think I have it. I'm pretty sure it's right over. I can go look. It's like right there. And it's one of the, I think this is how I discovered actually the Fauré violin sonatas. I had a couple versions of them, but this is a beautiful recording. So yay, yeah, good to have. And it's wonderful that Hyperion allowed them to do it. Now this one comes from Hungary, and it also seems to be Brilliant Classicsy or something like that. You get Debussy, violin sonata, Ravel, violin sonata, and guess who? Of course, César Franck. And this is with Christophe Baratti, violin, who's a very, very good violinist, and Clara Wirtz, who's a very, very good pianist. So this is very, very good. Yeah, terrific. Disc number 5. Oh, Guillaume Lekeu, his violin sonata. He was one of those guys who died really, really young, 1870 to 1894. He was only 24. And he wrote, a respectable body. I mean, there was an edition that came out with a bunch of CDs in it. He sounds a lot like Franck and Chausson and those people. And this is a 3-movement sonata in cyclical form, but it's a big work. It's like 35 minutes long. This is no BS in sonatadom. It's very, very serious. And here it's with Bruno Montero violin, and it says Miguel Rocha cello and João Paulo Santos piano. What is that doing there? What's that cello doing there? I don't remember the cello. Is it a trio? Am I on drugs? I have to check that out. Wait a second. I'll get back to you. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. I've got it figured out. You see, I was listening to this. I didn't hear a cello. And, I have Grumio's recording of this piece. I don't hear a cello. Well, the original Brilliant Classics disc was Lekeu, music for violin, cello, and piano. And they simply took over the track listing, the artist listing, pardon me, from that disc and stuffed it on the back here. Shame on you, Brilliant Classics. I almost had a sweat attack. I thought my hearing had gone wrong when I was playing this thing. So, no, there is no cello. It's just a violin and piano, and it's coupled with the Violin Violin Sonata, Opus 12, in D major, which is also a big sucker. Oh, my goodness. It's 15 plus 25, 31 plus 9, 40 some odd minutes with Carmelo Andriani and Pierluigi Camicia. Piano. Whoo, boy. Ha. Gosh, that word had me so neurotically messed up, these people. They do these things, and they drive us crazy, don't they? Okay, French Violin Sonatas, disc number 6. This is very interesting. René Emmanuel Baton. Lovely composer, 1879 to 1940, Violin Sonatas 1 and number 2, which is in a single 17-minute long movement. And then the Albert Roussel Violin Sonata number 1, Opus 11. It's in his early dandyish mode. It's another big work. It's over half an hour long. Phenomenal. And it's Violin Sonata. And of course, here again, we have the Wolf-Earl Trio is apparently playing the Baton Violin Sonatas. And the Roussel Violin Sonata is played by a piano, a violin, Jean-Jacques Cantereau, actually, a cello, a flute, an oboe, a clarinet, a horn, and a bassoon. Isn't that helpful? I mean, these people, they really ought to proofread their stuff and look at what they're printing. I mean, that's so sloppy. It's so sloppy. See, I play the music and I listen to the CDs, and then when I do the talk, I look at the back. Because I knew what it was. I mean, it says so right on the front, and I didn't have to worry about the rest of this. I guess I did. Okay, last disc. Poulenc, Violin Sonata. Milhaud, Violin Sonatas numbers 1 and 2, which are lots of fun. And André Jolivet, Sonata. Yay! And these are with all kinds of people. The Grand Duo Italiano, Mauro Tortorelli and Angela Meluso are doing the Mio. The Poulenc is Duccio Ceccante and Matteo Fossi, piano. And the Jolivet is Roberto Costa and Filippo Farinelli. That's all we need to know. I'm getting out of here before something else crazy happens. Fact is, it's a nice box. They are all French violin sonatas, believe it or not, despite what this stuff says. I think you're better off just looking sort of here at the back, because in the back here, this is what I should have done. They actually get it right. They get it right. They have it wrong on the tray cards. But when I'm looking here, I don't see horns and bassoons and all this other crap that they're listing on those tray cards. That's the way it falls, my friends. We have to keep on listening, but with a sharp eye sometimes. So take care, and thanks for joining me.